Roberts is the Humane Party's first ever U.S. presidential candidate and former chief executive officer of the political party committed to the rights and equal treatment of all animals. Now vegan for almost 2 decades, his mission is to establish a disciplined, transparent, and accountable government that empowers citizens and industry to build and sustain a humane, secure, and prosperous nation. Clifton is committed to putting America on an ethical, practical path where we forego, eliminate, and avoid unsustainable practices. I'm very excited to have U.S. presidential candidate Clifton Roberts of the Humane Party. Hello, Clifton. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Tell me, what made you go vegan in the first place?
So, it started when I was about 5, and my mother, who is Korean, very famous for making animal-based Korean dishes, and I asked her what bulgogi was made out of, which is a famous beef dish, and she told me it's made out of cow. And so I was never the same. And I remember when she wasn't looking, I would chew the flavor out of the meat and throw it in the corner when she wasn't looking. She actually remembered this story when I went to visit her about a month ago. And then fast forward to about 25 years later, when I was 30 years old, happened to stumble across a book by Mary Lou Henner. Remember her from Taxi? And in that book, she stated something that was very logical. She said, the milk of a cow, by genetic design, is designed to turn its baby calf, which is 40 pounds, and has 4 compartments in its stomach, into a 2,000-pound cow in less than 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So after that,
just like that,
switch went off, and I've never looked back.
That's amazing. I can relate. I'm Greek. I can relate.
I'll bet.
What do you like to cook, and are there any favorite recipes?
Absolutely. So having 2 children, being a family man, I love cooking vegan pizza with vegan cheese, make chili dogs, but with vegan smart dogs or what have you. Alfredo, but making sure that it's done vegan style. I mean, I just love cooking. I love looking at recipes online. Compassionate Cooks or something like that. And
so many of them. There's thousands and thousands of recipes out there that people don't really know about, but you just have to look for them.
Yeah, and I heard you have some good recipes.
Oh, I have a few up my sleeve, yeah. I have spinach and rice, Greek-style spanakorizo. I have...
the way you said it just sounds good, so I want some of that.
My favorite when I was, as a little child, I used to love pasiso, which was, back then, it's with beef and pasta and cheese, but of course I do my own version. Okay. So I have vegan meats with pasta and vegan cheese, and it's like a casserole, it's amazing.
We have to exchange recipes.
Yes,
please.
we will. Tell us a little bit about the Humane Party, the platform.
So the Humane Party, I came aboard with the Humane Party as its CEO back in May of 2015 because of its platform. And it's a platform dedicated to the rights of all animals, and not just the humankind, because we all know that animals mean spirit.
Yes.
And it's dedicated to eliminating systems and practices that create profit motives to create war. And I know every single American, like myself, is probably sick and tired of going to war. And it's focused on balancing our budget from a data-driven approach. So it's a platform that I've always lived my life by, but to see a political party dedicated to these values, it just made me excited. So I volunteered as its CEO. And in October, they asked me how I felt about being nominated for running for president.
That's amazing. I love your campaign's motto, in life we trust.
Yes, yes. So shout out to Baruch. He's a volunteer, and he came aboard, and he's a designer. And we just were brainstorming. Baruch, Maggie, who used to be my campaign director, but she's also now a board of directors for the Humane Party. And he came up with that, and we trust life, and we believe in all life for animals and non-human animals, and in everything. So I think it's a wonderful slogan too. I agree.
Yes, that's amazing. And how have you integrated veganism into politics?
So the Humane Party has already done that. The Humane Party, one of the other names you can have for the Humane Party is the Vegan Party. But the Humane Party was started back in 2008, and one of the things that even when I came aboard as the CEO, the party requires of all of its candidates, its officers, to sign an oath that they will live their lives and be an example and live their lives according to humane values. So we see that intersection of social and economic justice and veganism in politics for the first time.
That's really
ever.
amazing. And why is veganism important to you and the future of this country?
Well, you know, the first thing I think about is my children. And, you know, I have an 11-year-old, I have a 21-year-old, and a stepdaughter who's 16. And I think about our fiscal future for them. I think about our environment. I think about, you know, the evaporation of our land resources. And so veganism is a very ethical and practical way to sustain all of that. So I think veganism and plant-based diets are very important to our future.
And environmentalism and veganism go hand in hand, right?
I 100% agree. As a matter of fact, the United Nations stated recently in a study that animal agriculture is the leading cause of greenhouse gas emissions. So I 100% agree with you.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Clifton, for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
And just before we go, if somebody wants to find out, people want to find more information about the Humane Party, where do they go?
So definitely, we're on all over Facebook, social media. You can go to also humaneparty.org.
Okay.
And to learn more about this candidacy, which, by the way, Dr. Breeze Harper is my vice presidential running mate. We can go to cliftonroberts.org as well to learn more. So
great. Thank you so much again. Stay with us.